G'day everybody, welcome to another Repcat Adventures. 3rd of August, down at chilly St.Leonards. So plan today, trying for a gummy, so we might shoot out now and try for get some fresh bait, get some fresh squid, and then we'll head out once the sort of sun comes up. But quite chilly down here, but it's not too bad, a little bit foggy, so we'll take it nice and easy. So stay tuned. Always good to go out with fresh bait chasing gummy sharks, so I usually like to try and get a few squid. So it's still a bit foggy out here, so what I'll do here is I'll just try and wait a little bit longer, try for some squid and see how we go. It's quite blowy out here at the moment, and the wind's sort of going against the tide, so I haven't got a really good drift here. Also, the water's quite dirty, so I am struggling a bit to start with. So here's the first squid for the morning. So I've only been drifting for about 5 minutes. I've got set up, so I've got 2 jigs out. So here's the first one. Quite small, a little bit smaller than what I usually get in this spot, but it's a squid nevertheless. So it's starting to get a little bit lighter now, but as you can see in the background, still quite foggy, so I'm just going to hang around here a bit longer. It was a bit of an effort coming out this morning, so while it's foggy like this, I'll just do a couple of drifts and see how many squid we can get. So another squid on here, doesn't feel very big, but it's number 2. And it's similar size to the first one I got, so normally I get pretty good sized squid here, but these ones seem to be a little bit smaller today. So it's really gotten lighter this morning now, but as you can see the fog's still hanging around, so we'll just stay here a little bit longer. See if it clears up any better. Another squid on here, but as I turn around and get the net, I must have got some slack in the line and he's popped off, so I missed this one. Well, I think I might pack up now. I did 3 drifts, so 3 moves, and got a few small squid, so better than nothing. Well, we've got a few gummy baits there, so we might head out to the gummy grounds. Still a bit foggy, so it might take a little bit of time to get out there. So, as you can see, they're only small, but we'll get a couple of baits out of those for the gummy, so let's head off to the gummy grounds. Well, we got to the gummy spot, we've got a few squid, ended up getting 5 all up. Beautiful morning, so let's get set up and let's try and get ourselves a gummy. Alright, let's see if we've got any action. So the tide's just started to turn, so it's starting to run out now, and I'm starting to get a little bit of inquiry on one of these rods. So it's a bit quiet once before the tide turned, but it's just turned now, and it's starting to get a bit of action here. While I was watching the rod, the one closest to me has just started to bend. And here we go. So let the circle hooks do the job. So a bit of drag on the line and let the fish hook itself. So as you can see, a bit of weight on the line here. So I'm not convinced it's a gummy shark. It seems to be pulling like a 7-gill does, so fairly heavy weight and not like a free flowing run. It's got a lot of weight to it. Feels even a bit more like a ray rather than a 7-gill, but I don't think this is a gummy. So I'll just tighten the drag up. I don't normally tighten the drag up, but from the feel of it, it does feel like a 7-gill or a ray, so I just like to tighten up a bit and put a bit of hurt on the line. So it is starting to be quite easy to bring in, whether it's swimming back with the current or going with the current. But I don't think it's a gummy, I think it's more a 7-gill. It's doing a lot like the 7-gills do. It's just a dead weight, so it's not doing any run, so I'll just tighten up a little bit more. Like I said, I don't normally do this, but it doesn't feel like a gummy, so I'll just tighten it up and try and get up as much quick as I can. So yeah, so it feels more like a 7-gill, so tighten and drag up a bit more. But it is coming up easier than what a 7-gill normally does, so maybe it is a gummy. Or maybe not. It actually feels more like a big ray. But you never know until you see it, so always treat it as a gummy. But yeah, I don't think this is a gummy. I think this is a ray or a big 7-gill. Just in case, I'll get the net ready. So I see a little bit of colour down there, and I think it is a gummy. Yep, it's a gummy, all right. Well, there you go. and because it is a gummy now, so what I'll do here is I'll just make sure I don't have too much drag, and I'll just loosen it off a bit more here. That's why I never like to break the lines off until I can actually see what it is. If you can see it's a big 7-gill or a big ray, then that's fine. Cut the line, but don't ever cut it unless you see the actual what it is. Just like this, I thought it was a 7-gill or a ray, but it's actually a nice gummy shark. So there's a circle hook there, so right in the corner of the jaw. So that's what the circle hooks do. So you put a bit of drag on your line and the fish hooks themselves. So this gummy shark took a full squid that we got this morning. So perfect size for a whole bait, and that's what this gummy shark took. So as soon as that tide turned, that's when the gummy took off. Well, turned out to be a pretty good day. Got those squid in the morning. A bit foggy at the start, but it was okay. Once that fog lifted, it turned out to a nice day. Got a nice gummy, so I think I might head home. Alright, until next time, tight lines.